I wanted to make this video while the movie was fresh in my mind, but I just finished watching Insidious, The Red Door, and basically just wanted to talk about it. I would say I'm probably the number one Insidious fan in the world. Here's a picture to prove it. Here's also a picture of me beating the record on the punching bag machine. No flex. Anyways, we're going to be talking spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie and you plan on doing it, don't watch this video. If you have seen it or you don't care, this is my take on the movie. So basically, this movie starts on like them being hypnotized into like forgetting like a year. Basically, just shows us what's happened 9 years later. Like Dalton and the other kid grew up. Obviously, the dad grew up. They're like got a little bit older, shit like that, and just showing what's going on. They got a divorce, like not doing too hot. Shit's getting foggy in the den. And I'm not gonna lie, the plot to this movie is kind of ass. Dalton goes to college. He has a roommate that's a girl. They make some like jokes, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just staying the night, whatever." He has a nightlight. Oh, and the main dude, fucking his like mom dies, and the first real jump scare that I remember was Dalton's going to like one of these art classes in his school, like the like reason why he's going, and she's like giving a countdown and like talking about think about something that comes from like the heart or whatever the fuck, like dick hole. Basically counts down and he starts drawing this door, and the first jump scare happens, which is like just a hand that pops out, and the fucking it's just a really loud noise. It was pretty cheap, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big jump scare guy. It did get me because I'm a pussy. I knew what to expect with Insidious. I just expected a little bit more atmospheric stuff. I feel like the third one had a lot of atmospheric scares. So Josh, pretty sure that's his name, gets like an MRI, and that seems pretty tense, but it's like one of the main things they show in the trailer, so I kind of knew what to expect. So that kind of like, I guess, killed some of it for me, but still there was tension in the scene, like obviously being in that tight ass place and there's fucking some weird thing. Your feetsies are exposed, toesies are out and cold. It's a terrible situation to be in. Another jump scare at this part, but like I said, I knew this one was coming because this one was like the one in the trailer. And then he talks to the doctor and he's like, yeah, I have like fucking. He talks to the doctor about how he's like sexually attracted to Gordon Ramsay or something like that, and the doctor's like, oh, if you want to fix your memory, do memory games. And he's like, you want me to play kids games? And he's like, we can learn a lot from kids, which fucking bullshit. They could teach me how to watch Coco Melon and Crank 90s. Other than that, he goes to like play this memory game, and he's fucking sucking dick. By the way, he sucks ass at this fucking game. He's dog shit. And there's like an appearance, like something that's like behind the window that's getting a little bit closer. Eventually, he's just playing the memory game, and this like ghost just like jumps through his window, like. It makes like the Stone Cold Steve Austin like entrance noise, like just straight glass shattering. And then it's just some dude. He goes upstairs. He closes the door. He's fine. He opens the door. The like thing is in the room with him. It hits him with like a hurricane kick into a wall. He goes into like the dark zone for a little bit, and then he comes back. So that was something. Dalton goes to this like frat party, and there's a dude named Nick the Dick, something like that. That's like the main guy there. It was a scene. There's like he goes into they like talk about there's like this guy that was at the frat party that died, and Dalton and the girl that he was rooming with went to this frat party. And basically they go into his room and she finds something. She's going to like fucking, she found like a lighter and a thing of Febreze, and she's like, I'm going to go prank some kids. And so she fucks off. He hears like vomiting in the toilet. I don't know what he had, but there was like chunks and it's like pounds of just, it was fucking gross. He's like, oh dude, you chilling, bro? Dude was not chilling. His eyes were like white, and he kept just being like, yo, close the door. And then like, not like attacked him, but he just like kind of like slowly walks towards the door. The Dalton goes underneath the bed. Nick the Dick is like playing with his worm or something like that, putting on a condom, and he leaves again. And then there's like feet behind Dalton, and he looks, and the dude's like leaning down to check underneath the bed. So Dalton like fucks off out of the bed. He looks up. The like dude that was telling him to close the door screams, usual jump scare, and then pukes on him. And that one didn't get me. I don't know why. There was a loud noise and everything, but that one I was just like, okay, whatever. Dalton like is like, yo, I need to go to the dark zone and talk to that one dude or whatever. I'm pretty sure. I could have missed a plot point. I'm not gonna lie, I did piss at this point. They were like setting something up and I had to use the bathroom. I had to go. It was like my dick was about to rocket off. It was bad. So when I returned, they were like going to this party and he's like, all right, I need to go somewhere dark and go into the dark zone. So he goes into the dark zone. He's like doing his thing. He's a ghost, and his friend's like, yo, what the fuck? You're a ghost. And then she starts getting choked out, 2 hands and everything, like insane. Dalton's like, oh shit, because he sees Nick talking to some girl. He's got a face mask on. And he's got some stuff. He's got bubble guts, and he's losing his mind. About to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, and he's like, yo, I'll be right back. So Dalton goes to check on his friend. His friend's getting choked out by the demon from like the first movie, and it's like a big moment, but they like showed him on screen for a solid 2 seconds, so like you really couldn't like, you're just like, oh, okay. He's like, oh no, and then she gets up. She's fine. Oh, Dalton like fucking like enters the dark zone right in front of the painting, and some shit happens. And then the demon possesses his body because Dalton's in like the lair. Quick jump while I'm editing this. I forgot to mention that the scene where they go to the party and after she gets choked out, 2 hands, Chris does. She's like mad at Dalton for going into the dark zone or whatever. And then literally 5 minutes later is like over it, doesn't give a shit, cracking jokes. Like, okay. And the lair was cool, but it also kind of wasn't. It was kind of lame at the same time, if that makes sense. Because it was just like red lights and mannequins. And it's like, I don't know. Whatever. You can make a Target look like that. Yeah, so Dalton gets possessed. He attacks Chris. Another quick edit. Forgot to mention this. Before he like shows that he gets possessed, they have this scene where she's like flickering lights and you can see his face, but then like when she turns the lights off, you can't see his face. And I knew something was coming up just because the angle was really weird, so I just knew something was going to happen, but his face like transforms in the background like slightly, and then she puts the light on, and this motherfucker is straight up doing like the triangle face. It was like supposed to be scary. It looked dumb as fuck, I'm not going to lie, but attacks her, and then right before she's about to get murked, he just falls over because Josh with the hammer. Oh, by the way, there's like a thing where he fucking hates his dad, and he's like, I don't know why. Or, well, I'm sure he knows why. He was kind of a piece of shit, but there's like some weird visions where he like sees his dad attacking them because he forgot it. Because he got brainwashed by that dude. Yeah, so he breaks the chain. And then the demon comes back from his body to like fuck him. And then they go through a door, the red door, and he's like holding it back. And Josh is like, just go on without me. And fucking Dalton, without a skip of a beat, was like, I bet. And then he fucks off. And then instantly like re-enters his body and then starts painting over the door. And, oh, by the way, before they close the door, the demon does, like, this jump scare where they, like, extend the mouth open. It looked like fucking dog shit. It looked really bad. That one was bad. That one I was not expecting. That's, like, one of those, like, I'd see that in, like, a, what's that, like, a thriller movie, maybe. Not in a Insidious movie. I was expecting a little bit more from it, but whatever. So, yeah, he paints over the door. His dad gets out. He sees his dad. And he's like, oh, shit, yo, Pops. Also found out his dad has like the same like shit he did where he'd see ghosts and stuff like that. If I'm I keep skipping over points, but like I said, I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm just explaining how I feel. Yeah, so Josh meets his dad, gets back to his body, so he's alive. His wife is like, his ex-wife is like, yo, you should have dinner with us and everything's good. He then sees Elise in like the street, which is, she's dead. Josh goes to Dalton's college room, sees the painting of him carrying out the sun from the dark zone. And then there's a post-credit scene, but I didn't see it. But apparently it's like the light above the door is flickering, so it's like, oh, there's something there, because, you can't stop the sequel machine. Yeah, this movie, I didn't explain it the best, but there's not really much to explain. Maybe people liked it. I personally thought it was okay. But yeah, on the boner scale, no boner, no chub, nothing fancy. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the first time I've ever done like anything like this, so. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Love you guys. Have a great night. Peace.